Yo, yo. What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Let's get it. It is about that time. Give me 1 second. Anybody want to take a bet Bitcoin's at or above 100,000 by the end of this live? Yeah. I would say by the end of the live. Anyway. Happy Sunday, everybody. Hope you guys had an amazing weekend. Technically, it was an extended weekend, right? Friday was a short day. But, yeah, man. Very nice weekend. Hopefully everybody's rested, reset, ready to go. And, yeah, man, let's get it. What's up, Crypto Wall, KC, Clout, Francisco, John, Nod, Jenny, Jaden, Jeremy, Tupac, JJ, Rhea, Sergio, Steadfast, Reese, Chris, Daniel, Nima. What's up? Let's get it, everybody. It's about that time, man. Sunday, fun day. Where's everybody tuning in from tonight? Where's everybody at, man? Where is everybody at? Side note, I absolutely fucking love futures. Absolutely love futures. It's good, everybody. Randy, Laylee, Mr. Walcott, Ray, PJ. Let's go, man. Let's go. New York, Miami, New Jersey, Arizona. Nice. A little bit everywhere. Okay. Everywhere in between. Love to see it. Alrighty, guys. We got a big night ahead of us. I'm watching a few futures setups here, so if you guys trade futures, I'll be more than happy to take a trade with you guys. I'll update you guys on that in a minute. But yeah, man, welcome everybody. Happy Sunday. We had a very big night ahead of us. For anybody that's new here, we're going to go ahead and go over the economic calendar first. Then we're going to get into the watch list, NQ, ES, talk a little bit about crypto, and go over the individual names for the week ahead. And then we're going to have a great night, man. Alrighty. Let's get it. So, first things first here, we're going to hop into the economic calendar. Going into, I promise you, I was not looking at any of these advertisements. I don't know why they're up here, nor do I endorse them. I take that back. Look at one of my tabs. That's so crazy, man. I was looking at Fashion Nova. I was. But it's the men's section. I swear, guys, I was not looking at the female section. It's men's. I promise. You see it. It's men's. Fucking bullshit. Making me look like I'm over here fucking cross-dressing and shit. I swear, man. Look. It says fucking men's, alright? Nova men's. I swear. There we go. See? It changed. This shit freaks me out, man. Like, I'm over here on a whole different tab looking at something, then it pops up on the ads here for fucking investing.com. What the fuck? Yeah, man, get my Cyber Monday shopping in, man. I swear, man. I swear. Alrighty, let's get it, y'all. We're going into December 2nd, Monday. End of the year, man. 2024 absolutely flew by, man. That shit flew by for sure. Getting ready to go into 2025. Man, what a year. What a year it has been. I swear. Yeah, you guys saying it was mints. Alright? Not the Tyler Perry. Sheesh. Alright, here we go. Monday, December 2nd is where we're kicking it off here. PMI 9:45 Eastern Standard Time. That is going to be on Monday, December 2nd, followed by ISM at 10 a.m. And then we also have a few Fed speakers sprinkled out through the evening, but again, it's not JPOW. In my opinion, it's not really that important. Going into Tuesday, December 3rd, we have JOLTS at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, December 3rd. And then on Wednesday, December 4th, very big day here. We have PMI at 9:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Factory orders at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, along with ISM at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, Powell is talking on Wednesday, December 4th at 1:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, this is going to be the focal point in terms of data for the week. Very, very heavy data here on Wednesday with PMI, factory orders, ISM, and Powell talking. I do have to look into the reason that Powell's talking, but regardless, this is a big day here for the market on Wednesday. Thursday, we have our usual jobless claims at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then on Friday, we have a very big day here with non-farm payrolls at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, along with consumer sentiment at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's a very big week here, right? Very big week, thick data, Monday to Friday. And yeah, man, it's going to be a very, very interesting week. Kicking it off Monday. Again, quick recap. PMI, 9:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. ISM, 10 a.m. A few Fed speakers there. Tuesday, December 3rd, we have JOLTS at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wednesday is a very, very interesting day here as well. PMI 9:45, factory orders 10 a.m., ISM 10 a.m., and then we have Powell speaking at 1:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday and Thursday. We have our usual jobless claims and another big day here on Friday. So this week is very, very hefty, right? Very, very big data week this week. So make sure you guys are aware of those big data points I just mentioned. All right, let's get into the chart here, guys. Since we were talking about it, let's go ahead and hop into NQ first. A very interesting chart for the week ahead. We're going into a new month here, so we have to start on the monthly, right? Closed out, what was last month? November. Very interesting, right? Very interesting. There was a point in time when this November bar was pretty weak, right? And then going into Friday's session where we had the half day, we seen quite a bit of strength, right? Quite a bit of strength, which put us back above that previous month's high, but closed us right below all-time highs. So this is just a big question mark chart for me. Unlike SPY, unlike YM, unlike RTY, those under indices, this just doesn't give me like the confirmation or confidence that I need in a chart, right? This is just kind of not what we want to see, right? We essentially failed those previous all-time highs, but held that previous month's high. So it's just a tricky scenario here. There's two ways that you can really look at this, right? You can look at this as a failure to go higher, or you could look at this as just a hold, right? Like it's not really anything significant here on this chart that I love about the monthly. I would consider that close fairly strong, considering held about 70% of that move. And I mean, yeah, that's about as much as I could say about that monthly here on NQ. Weekly chart, it's a little bit different picture here. Overall structure obviously is still very bullish, holding those higher lows, higher highs. But again, it's like, you know, it's just a tricky scenario, right? It's a tricky scenario. If you really zoom in on this area over here, we obviously have those previous all-time highs, which we attempted to break, right? We attempted to break here, failed them, pulled back, failed that previous week's low, and now we're kind of just in this range, right? So in my opinion, price action this week is going to look like two things, right? One, and this is obviously just speculation, it's a what if scenario. This is what I would like to happen, right? Is we push a little bit higher, test those previous all-time highs, fail them, and see lower, right? That's one scenario where we get that new lower high on the weekly. That's one scenario, right? And then the obvious scenario is obviously until we failed that previous week's low, we just continue to trade higher and break all-time highs. Now, it seems pretty obvious market's going to go higher or lower, but I'm getting extensive in terms of the actual structure of the chart and what I would be looking for, right? So, I mean, it's a toss-up right here at the moment, right? Like I said, you could look at this as a failure to go higher, or you could look at it as a hold. It's just a tricky chart, right? Just a tricky chart. Daily chart, I would say, is a little bit more clean and clear, right? We have this uptrend we've been holding for some time. This trend line support has been an absolute monster in terms of strength. You guys can see here, this has been absolutely huge. We've held it countless times, right? You guys can see it started back here. You had that connector, and then pretty much the past 2 or 3 weeks, we've just been ping-ponging off of it. And obviously, we have that upper trend line, which we've been respecting as resistance. So we're ultimately just still trading in this rising wedge. What could we do, right? That's the big question. What could we do here? Like I said, it's a tricky chart, right? Even if you're down here at the daily, right? I mean, if you want to talk about context, we pulled back, held that trend line support, pulled back again, held it again, formed a new higher low here on the daily. So if you're looking at the chart from that aspect, right, we have our new higher low, another higher low. So we are building into these all-time highs, but the big question is, do we break this supply, right? So yes, we're holding that overall uptrend, but we're still just sitting in this massive supply. So it's just a very tricky chart, unlike those other indices. You guys can see here, this NQ chart is just sitting in a macro supply here, which we've struggled with both as support and resistance, as you guys can see now. So it's really a tricky chart, but there are some clean levels here, which is what I want to get into now. First things first, 21,020. That's that pivot from that recent structure. I want to watch a few things here, right? If we can get a clean break and hold above that 21,020, I think we can get back into that 21,100, 21,70, which is where we can look for a reject. This is pretty much the only spot I am comfortable looking for a reject, is in that 21,050, 21,100 area to go short. Long scenario is if we reclaim, obviously, that 21,100. If we can get above that 21,100, that's when longs are on the table. Target that 2,200, and then obviously that 21,340, which is those previous all-time highs. Downside scenario, there's a few things I like here, and this is what I really wanted to talk about, especially for you guys that trade futures. I do think there can be some opportunity here overnight under two circumstances, right? One is, as you guys can see, this is a big structure here, right? This 29.40, 29.25. This is a big structure, right? Obviously from last week and then tonight's session, we're starting to hold it here, forming a nice bull flag. So I would like to take a trade off of this structure, right? I caught a little trade early on, was a little short down into it, but I think that this is a nice structure for uptrend continuation, as we've seen off of that higher low from Friday. And then here we are retesting it, forming a nice bull flag. This is just a classic break and retest, right? So in my opinion, there can be value here for a long position. I mean, to be very, very technical with you, you could enter right now, right? You can enter right here. Just keep a stop loss below that 29.35, which honestly I'm probably going to do. I'm just going to watch here for a second before I do, but this is what I would be watching right now in futures going into the morning. As long as we're holding this 29.35, 29.25 area, forming this beautiful bull flag here, I think this is very valid for a long position into the morning session, targeting that 21,000 again, right? So it would look something like what we're seeing right now, right? Like I said, you can literally enter long here. You're risking about 15 points below that 29.25, which is okay, right? That's fair, because we got a pretty much 60-point target into that 21,000, which puts this at a 4-hour trade. So I do like this a lot going into the morning. And on the flip side, if we break, right? Let's say the market flips weak, which who knows, it might. If we flip weak below this 29.40, that's where we can look to get short back down into this 2800, where this big pivot is, right? 2800 is going to be the big level this week. If we get below 2800, that's where we really see the lights out down into that 2700. So the big line in the sand levels to watch going into this trading week. First things first is that 29.40, 29.25, as I just spoke about, and then obviously that 21,000 into that 21,100. These are the main levels that we need to be paying attention to for the week ahead. And again, I do think there could be a lot of opportunity here tonight while we are sitting in this flag on NQ, and I'm more than happy to put a position on if we get the opportunity. If you're trading micros, you can enter now, just add another down there, but I usually trade the minis, so I have to be a little bit more precise as they move a lot more. But yeah, I mean, even going down here to a lower time frame, this looks really good, to be honest. I might just take a few micros now and then hang on to them. I think that's what I'm going to do, to be honest with you. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I'm just going to take a few and hold on to them. Alright. Yeah, that's what I'm watching here on NQ. Let's get into ES here. Totally different chart. Totally different chart here. As you guys can see, this monthly, right, it closed extremely strong, right? We had that little bit of weakness here. What was that, October? Obviously was quickly bought back up in November. November closed extremely strong, which was obviously Friday's close. And then obviously here we are in December. So looking at this ES chart, SPY chart, S&P chart in general, I mean, this is a very strong close through November. Weekly chart, I mean, I would consider this a fairly strong chart as well, right? Obviously we have those higher highs, we have those higher lows, and then we built through last week, filling that previous week's low, pushing a new all-time high into Friday's session. So obviously this is still a very, very, very strong chart. Again, ultimately, still just consolidating in this massive rising wedge. So until we break it, I don't see anything significant happening. But the big levels that we need to watch for the upcoming trading week are going to be as follows. First things first is if ES can pull back, right? Let's say we fail these previous all-time highs, which we're doing right now, right? Let's say we fail these previous all-time highs. There's two ways that we could trade this. One is watch this structure here, which is going to be at 60-35, right? This is that structure. This is the uptrend trendline support. If we're going to hold anywhere and go higher, it's going to be from here. So watch that for a move back above that 60-60. Above 60-60, we can get long and target that 6100, and that 6140 is where I want to flip short for a reject off of the top of this trendline resistance. Now, in terms of downside, as you guys can see, there's a few big levels here we need to trade, or we could trade. One is going to be at 60.35. If we get below that 60.35, that's where we can look to go short, back down to 60.20, 6,000, below 6,000. It's just absolute lights out. So that's what I would watch here on ES. I mean, obviously, as of right now, this is a pretty tricky chart, right? Like right now, we have a failure to go higher, right? Just like I talked about with that NQ chart. If anything, right, it's a little concerning, right? It's a little concerning. Right, you guys can see here, Friday we wicked above those previous all-time highs, and you know, we failed them. Right now, right, we're failing them. So, in my opinion, the safest approach here on ES would be waiting for that break and hold below 60.35 to go short down into 60.20, 6,000. Below 6,000, it's just lights out. But yeah, that's what I'll watch here on ES. Very clean chart here, as long as we can take out those levels that I just mentioned. And let's see what else we got here. We can go over a couple more names. Let's just take a quick look. Yeah, I mean, look at YM as well, which this is the Dow. You guys can see that's a big double top, failure to go higher, right? That is a bearish indication. Not a pretty chart here on YM for longs at the moment, especially with that. Yeah. I would say this is a fairly ugly chart here for longs on YM. ES is pretty ugly chart as well. RTY, I mean, it's a tricky chart as well, right? We're just kind of curling here. We have that high, two lower highs, kind of just curling lower here. It's not the prettiest chart as well, to be honest. Silver, this is, you know, a pretty ugly chart as well. I don't really see anything significant here on silver at all. I don't really see anything significant here. I would love to, because I love trading silver. It moves like an animal. But yeah, I don't really see anything significant here. What is this? Gold. Gold's been so weak, man. If anybody took this trade from last week, this was from last Sunday. We shorted that supply here. This was absolutely huge. That was a great trade from last week. Gold, I do think there could be value here on gold. I do. I love trading gold as well. We have obviously that high. Now we have a lower high, which was off of that previous structure here. And obviously we just put in another lower high off that structure I just showed on the hourly, right? So from a chart perspective here, this does look good for lower if we can get below 2644, which would be the level that we watch here. 2644, get us down into that 2630. That's what I would watch, or retracement back into 2676 would be valid here for a short. And oil, I like to keep an eye on. Oil's sitting in a massive demand here. This could actually present some good opportunity for a long position, but the stop below like 67.80 for a move back into these highs at like 70. We'll get into that in a little bit. Let's finish the watch list first. Alrighty, we'll kick it off with QQQ. When you guys are ready, I know a lot of you guys like to follow along. Drop a ready in the chat, and we will rock out. You guys let me know. Awesome. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. So QQQ. Big levels we were talking about on NQ. That's going to be that 21,100, which is going to correlate to 511.50 on QQQ. That's that macro supply, right? This is the all eyes on me level, 511.50. So main watch here is going to be one, a break and hold above it. If we get above 511.50, that's where we can look to put on a long position back into 515, 517. 517 is the big pivot here, being those previous all-time highs. So definitely want to be out of longs by then. But if we can get above 517, hello, 520, potentially even at 523, which would put us at that trend line resistance, the top of it. So that looks very good there. On the flip side, right, I like to keep you guys prepared in all aspects. Let's say we fail 511.50. That's an awesome scenario as well. If we fail 511.50, get back below 507, shorts are valid down into this 502. 502 is that big structure from last week, which is the line in the sand down into that 498, 494. So regardless, this week, all eyes are going to be on this 511.50, 510.50 area as our sentiment gauge, and of course 502 to the downside. And that's pretty much what we need to be watching this week, right? Those two major levels there. And that's what I'm watching on QQQ. SPY, a lot different chart here, right? You guys can see we're trading in this rising wedge, approaching the top of it. A lot of you guys questioned that 607, 610 reject, but as you guys can see, if we get up into that 607, 608 area, really 610 that's the upper trend line resistance, which we rejected previously and seen at least a 1 to 2%, maybe 3% pullback off of. So that's going to be the watch for the week ahead. Two things here. First things first is 601, 600, which is those previous all-time highs. So if SPY pulls back, this is a higher risk watch considering how close we're trading to it. But we could watch this 600, 601 for a demand bounce back into that 603.50. 603.50 will trigger that continuation back into that 607, 610 where we could look for a short. So big game plan this week is planned around that 600, 601 area. That's the sentiment gauge for a long position above that 603.50 is where we can look for that continuation into 607, 610. Now, in terms of downside, this is a fairly simple chart as well, right? You guys can see those previous all-time highs are going to sit around that 601, 600 level. So, with that being said, if we fail here, right, and get back below that 600, 601, that is now resistance, right? So we can look for those pops back into it to go short for that continuation reversal down into 595, ultimately targeting that 591, 592. To be honest, that's the A-plus setup for me, right? If we fail these highs, I love trading these type of reversals. If we fail 600, 601, that's my top watch, right? We get back below that 600 level, that's where we can look to short those pops back into 601, target at 595, like I said, down into 591. And that's my top watch, right? I'll be more than happy to trade the upside, but my top watch is going to be that failure if we do get it, right? If we do get it. But, yeah, man, that's what we're watching there. And let's get into these individual names for the week ahead. First things first, we got Amazon for very valid reason. Pulled back here on the weekly last week, set a nice little higher low here, cleared that previous week's high. Nice strong close here on the weekly. If you take a look at the daily here, we got a beautiful, beautiful 3-bar play. Obviously, you have that first, second, third, looking for that fourth on to that this week's session, right? Nice bullish engulfing off of Friday after retesting that nice demand. This Amazon chart is set up very, very clean. This is the definition of a beautiful chart for many reasons. You guys can see here, one, this is the definition of a beautiful level, that 205, 205.50, which is massive level, right? Like if you guys want to know what it looks like, a very valid level, a credible level that has a lot of strength to it. This is a good example. But you guys can see here, we're holding this demand, got a beautiful rally base here, which obviously we're looking for that rally base rally. So a pull back to that 205, 205.50, we can look for a long entry off that demand. Or if we get above that 208.80, we're looking for that continuation back into 211, 213 with 216 being the ultimate target here. Absolutely love this Amazon chart for the week ahead if the market stays strong. Next we have Apple. This is another beautiful chart, right? You guys always ask what to look for in a breakout. Here you go, right? This is what a build looks like, right? We have that triple top, flat top, right? Forming those nice higher lows into it. That's called building, right? Apple is building that pressure into this resistance. So if we can get a clean break above that 238 level on Apple, right? This is going to be parabolic, right? This is going to be a parabolic runaway train. So all eyes on this Apple 238 level. I love that strength from Friday, as you guys can see here, held up against the overall market, pretty much outperformed it, to be honest with you, after breaking that 236 level. So game plan on Apple is, one, we pull back into this 236, 235.50. We can look for a higher risk long entry, but the main watch is going to be above that 238. Look for those pullbacks to go long. I think that can see 240, maybe even 245 fairly quick. This is my top watch for a breakout. This is an A+ setup for me, that Apple 238. Next, we have AMD. This is kind of either or setup for me. You guys can see here, AMD's pretty much been beat to shit recently, consolidating in this massive triangle, but we are sitting in a massive, massive demand. 132, 133 was a very, very big level historically, going back all the way into 2022, 2023. So this is why I love AMD for the week ahead, specifically off this massive demand here. So if you look at AMD, we're testing this trendline support for the third touch, along with this macro demand here. So we have a very, very high confluence level here on AMD, which can be that 132, 133. Got that nice little failure to go lower from Friday's session. Nice double bottom here. Big structure at that 143. I think that a lot of opportunity come from AMD this week. Either way, right? Either way. As you guys can see, AMD swept those previous hourly lows at 133.50, pushing it down into that demand, quickly reclaiming it, forming that failure to go lower and double bottom. So this looks very, very good. What I would watch on AMD is a pullback into that 133, 132 for a demand bounce, or if we can get above 139 and break this nice little hourly downtrend, I think this can squeeze back into 143 fairly quick. 143 gets us back into 150. This is a chart I absolutely love this week for longs if the market stays strong or AMD gains its own relative strength. As you guys can see, for valid reason, this is a beautiful chart for the week ahead. Next, we have Tesla. Tesla's pretty much been consolidating after that macro breakout following the election. Got a very nice consolidation here on the daily, beautiful consolidation here on the hourly, which, you know, you guys can see this is essentially a range based trade, right? It's a range break. You guys can see we've been in that range, and obviously we have that upper range here. Tesla's been pretty blocky with the way it trades, right? You can see it's just range, range, range. But I do think can be a lot of value here. If Tesla can get back above 348.50, I think this can trade back into 363 fairly quick. 363 is the all eyes on me level. If we can get above 363, I'll be very, very happy adding or re-entering Tesla long for a move back into 390, ultimately targeting that 400 level. So 348.50 ultimately is a sneaky entry. Safest entry is above 363 for longs. On the flip side, there's a few other ways that we could trade Tesla, right? You guys can see we have a massive structure here at 325. So if we do pull back, right, we can watch that 325, 328 area for a demand bounce. Or, hey, if Tesla flips weak, no problem. If we get below that 325, look at the room we have down here into 300. So regardless of what happens this week with Tesla, if we break this range here, 348.50 being the top, 325 being the bottom, I think Tesla's going to see some nice continuation either way, right? This is a beautiful chart regardless of what happens if this range breaks. So definitely keep Tesla on watch. Turbo, yeah, man. He's back here fucking chasing a target bag around, climbing on the curtains. That's what you guys are hearing. You know, there's not much I can do about that. My bad, Joe. Swing for Tesla. I mean, if it breaks one of those levels, 325, 363, I think it'll definitely be valid. Definitely be valid for sure. Let's see what else we got here. Last name we have here is IWM. IWM. One of my favorite names to trade, to be honest, but it's so hard to catch. I don't know why, man. I just don't have the best time trading IWM at all. I don't. It's like a little fucking rat, man. It always gets away from me. Always gets away from me. Let's see what we got here. IWM. You guys can see here. First things first, sitting at that previous all-time high resistance. That's absolutely huge, right? That's absolutely huge. Last time we've been up here was 2021. So it's been a long time coming since we've been here. As you guys can see, we've been running hot, and now we're kind of just forming a perfect flag here. So my main watch is obviously going to be that continuation. If IWM can get back above that 245, I absolutely love this for higher. If we get above 245, that's where we can look for that break and hold to go long. First target's that 250. right? Higher risk watch here, pull back into 240, 239 for a demand bounce. I like both of them, right? Like both of them. 245 is obviously going to be the higher confidence setup here if we can get that continuation above 245. That's going to be the top watch. And yeah, man, that's what I'm watching for the week ahead. We've covered an absolute ton so far. We got a lot more to cover. Covered ES, NQ, pretty much all the futures, RTY, gold, silver, oil, QQQ, SPY, Amazon, Apple, Tesla, AMD. Last one I want to cover here for the main watches is Fubo, right? Fundamentally, this might not be the best company, right? I don't give a fuck about it, right? So all you, whatever you guys are going to say, I don't care, right? Stem's not the best company fundamentally, and guess what? We call it once for 100%, called it a second time for 50%. Don't want to hear it, right? You're negative year-to-date P&L, I'm positive. Listen to me, all right? That's how it works here. Anyway. Sorry, that was a little harsh. I shouldn't have said that. It's okay. Just focus on being green. You'll flip that around soon. That was a little harsh. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. Whoever said what they said last time. Someone last time when I was talking about STEM was like, they're not profitable. Why are you trading them? I don't give a fuck. I could care less. I could literally care less. If you tell me a company's going to zero and I make money on them trading puts, I don't give a fuck. Go to zero. Bye. See you later. Delist for all I care. I don't care. Yeah, let's get into Fubo real quick. Fubo. Oh, you guys, a giveaway right now. I just fixed that. As you guys can see here, this is a very clean chart, right? Very, very clean chart. We got this nice little weekly double bottom, weekly bullish engulfing. I'm trading off this daily structure here at 1.63. You guys can see this has been a big level for us recently. I think this can get absolutely parabolic. We've seen quite the rotation from outside of tech into these mid and small caps. Fubo being an extremely small cap. So I like this a lot, right? I like this a lot. If Fubo can get above 1.63, I'll be very happy picking up some equity long. First target's going to be this 1.87. Second target's going to be 250. I like this a lot. Right, I like this a lot. To be honest, I'll probably grab some pre-market Monday and keep a stop below these lows. Because even from a risk-reward standpoint, if I'm risking 20% back down into these lows, that's fine. My target's 50% away, so it still puts me at a 2R plus. Regardless, I think Fubo can absolutely go parabolic above that 1.63. Right, that's the bottom line here. So this is gonna be the top long watch. Higher risk considering their background, but looks very, very good. Very, very good here on Fubo. So this is what I'm going to keep an eye on for the week ahead for an equity setup. A nice equity setup here. Looks very good. I think we can get back into 2 plus. 2 plus. Final target would be that 2.45. And yeah, that's what I'm watching there on Fubo. Now, let's get into a little bit of crypto. And oh, before we do, I want to go over these swings real quick. BA. I know before you guys say anything, it's BA, whatever. We just held this macro trendline support here. This is the third touch. Nice relative strength through last week's session, right? Nice relative strength. Broke this hourly downtrend, as you guys can see here. Starting to form a nice little base above this 153. This is a chart I like for higher this week, right? I like this chart a lot for higher this week. Two ways I'm looking to trade BA. One is a pullback into 154. If we can hold 154, I like that for a long. Main watch is going to be above 157.50 on BA. I think this can trade back into 163, potentially even at 170 plus. So BA looks very good for the week ahead. LMT. This is Lockheed Martin. This is my favorite swing for the week ahead. This is my A+ swing setup. I plan on entering this as soon as possible, right? As soon as possible. ASAP Rocky. Absolutely love this. You guys can see here we have a major previous all-time high resistance that was broken off of an earnings move, and obviously we traded higher. Now we're coming back to retest it. Friday session, I honestly would have liked to entered on Friday with this nice pin bar, but obviously I didn't see it till over the weekend. So what I'm looking for is essentially any type of pullback, right? Any type of pullback on LMT this week, I'm looking to enter, right? I'm looking to enter. If LMT can pull back honestly into like 515, 500 area, I'm adding this whole way, right? I love this whole area here. 515 to 500 is very valid for an entry. We got a beautiful descent. Oh, excuse me. We got a beautiful descending wedge here right back into that macro demand. That looks very, very good, right? This is my A+ swing for the week ahead. You guys can see here, this is just absolutely beautiful. Got that previous all-time high resistance, which is now support. Got that nice pullback into it. So if we can pull back a little bit more here, I like this a lot for a swing on LMT. We'll enter it obviously either on Monday or sometime throughout the week on Zoom. So this is my top swing watch. Watching this whole area here, 500, 515, probably grab month, 2 months out, and I'm going to target that 580 level again. I think this can provide us with a very, very nice swing. Next is Target. Target, watching this 112, 114 for a demand bounce or swing entry, or above that 133, which will initiate that gap fill we just seen from earnings. So if we get above this 133 on Target, I would actually like to day trade this back into 145 at the top of this gap fill. That looks very good. Or if we can pull back into 112, 115, I will look to pick up some long term here on Target. Looks very good. Fubo, we already talked about. Roblox, we're already in. Just wanted to give you guys an update on Roblox. You guys can see here, everything's still intact. We were up like 12% on Friday. But this is that macro demand test, which we held through last week's session. This looks very good. This is an A+ setup, clean break and retest. Doesn't get any better. Look at this weekly chart. This is clean as it gets, right? This is clean as it gets. Beautiful break and retest. Sitting in this weekly bull flag, daily bull flag. This is an A+ setup. In my opinion, if you're not in it, you can still enter anywhere around that 47, 49 area. We're already in it, obviously. But to be honest, I'm looking for an opportunity to add. Right, I'm looking for an opportunity to add. It's 49, 47 area, or if we get back above 50.5, I'll add into it, and we're targeting those highs at 55 and then 60. This Roblox chart looks absolutely amazing for higher, amazing for higher. And yeah, man, that's what I'm watching for the week ahead. I know we've covered a lot, and yeah, man, let's get it. We got a couple minutes left here. So 1, I owe you guys a giveaway. 2, if you guys got absolutely any questions, whether it's crypto related, business, entrepreneurship, trading, personal, doesn't matter, feel free to ask it. And yeah, man, I appreciate every single one of you guys for taking time out of your Sunday to come kick it. Hopefully you guys got some value from this one way or another, whether it's from the watch list, whether it's from the economic data, whether it was some free game, whatever the case may be. Feel free to forgot what I was gonna say. I started looking at this chart. Yeah, I want to add into Roblox. This looks very good. That's that ADHD brain for you. Oh, crypto. That's what I was supposed to do. Ethereum, hold. You guys know the game plan. You guys know the game plan. For anybody that missed it, your chance was at 3,000. I hope you guys listened. If you guys listened at 3,000, you're already up 20%. You guys didn't listen at 2,200. And then if you didn't listen again at 3,000, I'm done helping you. I don't know what to tell you. And just to go a little bit further, right? Just to go a little bit further, right? Everybody likes to talk, oh, I called the bottom. I called this. I called that. Shut the fuck up, right? Look at this. 6/12/2022. I'm adding Ethereum down in the thousands, right? I'm not new to this, right? I'm true to this. I do this, and I've been doing this, right? Like I'm doing this. I've been doing this, right? Look at the chart, right? 6/2/22. When was that? That was the fucking bottom, right? That's when we originally entered Ethereum, right? The bottom, right? The absolute bottom, the bikini bottom. 6/12/2022. That's exactly where that arrow is. Down in the thousands, right? Been doing this, right? Big doing this. Not new. We're true it, right? That's it. That's it, man. Seriously, bottom line, man, I hope you guys listened. I even went as far as telling you guys to add money to your brokerage. I don't know what the fuck else I could do besides show up to your house, knock on your door, and press buy. I don't know what else, right? Like, I went as far as saying, hey, put money into your brokerage, whatever you can afford, right? If you didn't listen, I don't know what did. One I really like right now is Litecoin. We entered a little bit earlier. We're up like 14%, but long as above this 114, I think this looks good for higher into 140, 150, maybe even the 200s. It's the last one to really go outside of those big ones. Solana, I mean, this is just absolutely beautiful. Continue holding 200 If you miss Solana, watch 200, 210 for a pullback to go long. I think that looks very, very, very good. Doge, I think we're up like 20% or something. I took a higher risk entry here off 0.35. What was that, last week or the week before? I can't remember. We entered on Sunday Live. We entered Dogecoin literally right here. I'm still holding personally. I think this is going to break the $0.50 and absolutely sing. So, I mean, if you're paper hands, go ahead and sell. But I'm not. XRP, I mean, I personally don't own any, right? I'm not going to say that I do. I don't, right? I don't. I should, right? I should, especially with all this SEC stuff they had going on. This was kind of a no-brainer, but I missed it, and I'm not going to chase it. I'm completely fine missing it. Once they start going up like 300, 400% without me, I don't chase, right? I'll chase 100%. I'll chase 200% because they can double easily, but I'm not chasing it here at 400%, right? I'm not. Market cap is 135 billion. Like, you want to be realistic here. Do you think that they're going to be at a $200+ billion market cap? Just be honest with me, right? I mean, it's a chance due to hype, but realistically, 100% move from here anytime soon is not that. Long term, yes. Long term, yes. But anytime soon, no. Man, I don't really like much there. Chiba, I don't really know much about. Bitcoin, you guys know what's up. Just keep it pushing. Keep it pushing. That's pretty much it. Alrighty, y'all. Let's go ahead and get into these giveaways, and we'll call it a night. Call it a night. We'll call it a night. Let's see what we got here. See what we got here. Let's see what we got here. Let me go ahead, pull this up, get the giveaway started, and we'll call it a night, man. Keyword, first word's gonna be crypto. Why not? All you have to do is type it in the chat one time, and you are good to go. If we somehow get to 300 before we're done here, I'll be more than happy to do another one. You guys know that. But again, man, appreciate every single one of you guys for taking time out of your Sunday to come kick it with me, man. Hope you guys got some value from this in some way, shape, or form. And yeah, man, manifesting a break-win week for everyone. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Man, it's a new month, right? So whatever that bullshit you had, bad habits you had last month, start now, right? And that same thing goes for the new year, man. I don't want to hear that New Year's resolution bullshit, because if you're serious, you would start now. So I don't want to hear anybody, including my mentees. Don't tell me, oh, I'm going to start in the new year. I don't want to hear it. Right? And including myself, right? I even tell myself the same thing. Like, oh, I'm going to start tomorrow. Imagine the progress you could have if you started now instead of next week, or you started now instead of tomorrow, or you start now instead of the new year. The progress that you could have in that time, which time is so precious, right? We're all running so low on time, right? Our time, energy needs to be protected, especially when you're in a position to grow, right? Which all of you should be, whether it's financially, it's physically, it's mentally, spiritually. You need to take advantage of the time available to you, and we all have the same 24 hours, so make sure you're taking advantage of it. All right, good luck. Publio, that's a mentee. That's a good winner. That is a very, very good winner. Very, very good winner. Shout out to Publio. I think I'm pronouncing it right. I hope so. Shout out to him, man. Shout out to him. Shout out to him, man. Of course, man. Of course. I'm more than happy to do these for you guys. But Leo, man, you're running short on time. Where you at? Here. Okay, cool. There we go. Alrighty, we're going to do one more real quick. Just because it was a Mint one, we'll run it back real quick. You guys know what it's going to be. Viewers. Okay, boom. Turbo. The second keyword. This can be a quick one. I'm going to give you guys 30 seconds. I know there's a little delay, so 30 seconds should be enough. Turbo is the keyword. Turbo is the keyword. I'm going to go ahead and reset this real quick so everybody's all fair. All you got to do is type turbo one time and you're good to go. Starting now. Let's get it. Again, I just want to say I appreciate every single one of you guys. You guys know I do this for you. Help you guys prepare for the week ahead. Help you guys learn how to prepare for the week ahead. I've been doing this for years. I don't plan on stopping. So I really hope you guys are taking advantage of, especially the Zooms, right? You have the opportunity to live trade with me on a day-to-day basis, completely free. I've been doing it for over a month now. I've been doing it almost 2 months, almost 3 months now, actually. It's not going to happen for much longer. So make sure you guys are taking advantage of it. And yeah, man, I don't have a public Discord. I don't have anything like that. So that's I'm doing it for you guys. Ultimately, use this opportunity. I wish someone would have gave me the opportunity like you guys have. And I'm not saying that I'm saying that respectfully, right? I'm saying that humbly. That you guys need to take advantage of it, right? You guys, there's no other way to put it. Like I said, I'm saying it respectfully. There's not a single person in this world that live trades options or even futures at the level I do, and I will say that confidently, and I say it respectfully. It's facts, right? It's absolutely facts. As transparent, as honest. I show you guys win, lose, or draw my real P&L from my real account, right? Like that, no Google spreadsheets, no long-term gains as day trading gains, no real, my money, regulated brokerage. Like it's unheard of, right? It's unheard of, right? I don't have a subscription service backing me. No, I trade for a living. That's how I make my money, right? I've been doing it for years. It's a big difference, right? Big difference. But good luck, everybody. Von Powell, I'm 99% sure that's another minty. 99% sure. 99% sure. 1% chance I'm wrong. Oh, I gotta send some money to Dom so he can pay you guys. All right, cool. Vaughn, where you at, man? You running low on time. You got another 5 seconds. There we go. Perfect. Alrighty. Good to go. Shout out to Pablio, Vaughn, 2 great winners. 2 great winners. Now, what I want to do is for anybody who is interested, right, in any of the shirts that I have or anyone have, they don't do sales often, but if you guys want to support Dom, or you guys, because he's ultimately the owner, but if you guys want to support him, man, be sure to check it out. I'll post a link in the chat. This is all I wear, 7 days a week. I just rotate the shirts. You guys can see here, this was our fall collection. I have mine up here too. The Felony ones, but these are absolutely fire, and they're insanely comfortable. I ditched all the designer. I even ditched Goodfellow from Target, which in my opinion is the most comfortable, but when I got these, there's no comparison. But if you guys want to wear some fashionable clothing that represents what we all love, which is trading, be sure to check them out. I'll post it in the chat right now. Matter of fact, next Sunday we'll do a giveaway. I don't have much time right now, but I'll do a giveaway for them again next Sunday. Let me see. Just use that, and the code is stock15. So check that out. But yeah, man, show some love to Dom. These are absolute fire shirts, and yeah, man, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. Again, I appreciate every single one of you guys for taking time out of your Sunday. I will see majority of you guys tomorrow. I would have lost a bet here on Bitcoin, so good thing no one took that. And yeah, we got some new merch coming soon. Very, very soon. Very, very soon. And yeah, man. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night. I will see you guys tomorrow. Futures trades. I just have that long position. That's pretty much it. You guys know the game plan. Long off this structure here. Stop is below 925, 29.25. That's my stop loss. Target's back into 21,000. If we break this 925, that's where we can look to flip short back into 2,800. So that's the game plan there. This is the big inflection point. So if you trade futures, 29.35, that's the big inflection point. If we're above it, I'm already long here on NQ. My stop, like I said, is below that 29.35. Target's this 21,000. If we break, just wait for that retest. You can flip short. But as of right now, I'm long. I am long right now. Just to show you guys, again, I'm the last person to ever say something and not do what I say, right? If I say something, I'm doing it. If I said something, I did it, right? I'm always a man of my word, right? I'll never say that I entered something and didn't enter it. I don't do that. Anyway, hope you guys have a great night. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your night.